Hello, internet
Yeah.
and other modalities of information transfer that we don't know yet, who may view this in the future,
In 2073.
20 or 2074 for that matter, but only those 2 years. This is They Can't All Be Bangers. It is a songwriting podcast where we try to write a song in the space of 1 week. My name
Mhm.
is Jeremy Herzer. I am joined by, as always, by
Mhm.
my podcasting partner, Hatori. And we have a special guest today. Hatori, would you like to introduce our special guest?
I would love to. This special guest is somebody that the wonderful and soon to be banned app.
RIP.
Yeah, this is how we met on TikTok, which is wild. You are the single only person I've ever met on TikTok.
Do I need to bleep it out, the name of the app, or no? Is it?
Ooh, maybe we might have to. We might get censored later on, but who knows? Anyway,
Are they even going to know what TikTok is in 2073?
you never know. It could be like a new form of
It's gonna
government.
be like, what's Vine?
Be run. You don't know.
Fine.
I don't know her. All right, sorry, I'll quit interrupting.
Please continue to interrupt.
So I had posted like a dumb little like, hi, I'm a Tori and I make music, blah blah blah. And I, added some like details about myself. And she was like, hey, I also am in Denver. I also am self-produced and I also am half Japanese and we should get together. And so we did. We actually did when we met. And we're like, this is dope. And then she ended up like doing like the makeup and stuff and styling for 2 of my music videos. I almost ran her over with my car. I almost left her for dead in the mountains.
A good friend.
So that's a real solid way to start off a relationship. We are. Now she's on our podcast.
Okay.
So,
What a
yeah.
long road.
Crazy. Fun
Well, I'm
time.
stoked to be on here, guys. Thank you for having me.
We are very excited to have you. I've been listening to, is it Nessus?
Mhm.
Nessus 70, was it 7044? Am I telling the truth?
6-6. You're very
66,
close.
7066. I knew there
I'm
was
really
math.
bad with numbers. Like we're musicians. Like we can only like count to 4 on a good day. So like it's
Yeah.
already too much. So I feel you.
Well, I was listening to it today. Congratulations. I love the fact that everyone is releasing music. That is one of my big goals for 2025. So
Thank you.
fired up. I'm sad. I lived in Denver until 2021. So sad I never got to meet you and play music with you at an open mic. But hey,
Someday soon. You're in Washington, right?
I'm in Washington, indeed.
I adore Washington with my whole entire being. So, we might cross paths someday. Never say never.
Let's do this. Portland is right there.
Hey, we'll just
Hey, buddy. Hey,
a little
Portland.
so the gang gets together episode in Washington.
That's it.
I love this
We'll
episode.
film.
Let's do it.
We'll rent too big of a space and do a live podcast,
A
and no one will
live
show up.
pod.
Just be this big empty.
Followers. And listen-
Hatori, we've been on break.
We have a while.
Yeah, I think we took November, December off. Is that right?
Yes, because we were supposed to meet back up in December, and we were like, wow, life is crazy during that.
Pretty major development in my life.
Oh, please.
I got that lamp. And very excited about it. I went in search of a lampshade for this lamp. And
that's the lamp.
I saw that lamp and I thought, this is stupid. I don't even know why I still have this. I should actually just break this on the floor now in tribute to that lamp.
I mean, that is a better lamp.
Not with the old and with the new.
Yeah, aggressively. Well, Chisa, we are excited to have you. As we said, I know you and Hatori are old, fast friends by now, but I only know you from, I'm not a TikToker, as it were. So I don't know you from TikTok. I know you from Spotify and from Instagram. So can you just tell us a little bit? And when I say, I used to joke, Hatori, like no one only Naomi listens to this podcast, but it turns out I have coworkers and friends at the local bar who's like, hey, when are you guys putting out a new episode? I'm like, oh shit. People.
That moment when you remember you're perceived, isn't it the worst, but the
Yeah,
best,
yeah,
but the
it's great.
worst?
Yeah. So who knows? Some people might be listening. Naomi's
Yeah.
probably listening.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to those people in 2073.
Yeah. Well, Chisa, can you tell us a little bit about you're a musician, you're a multi-instrumentalist, and you're releasing music. You live in Denver, but can you just kind of tell us how'd you get started with music?
Well, that goes all the way back to somewhere around the ages of like 3 to 5 when I would be hanging out with my jazz singer grandmother in her kitchen, like baking cookies and undercooking scrambled eggs as 3-year-olds do. But she would always put on records while we would cook. And the first one I really like kind of clung to was the Cat soundtrack, like the musical. So like we're big Andrew Lloyd Webber fans over here, because that's where it all started. But then I like latched on to like Britney Spears in like kindergarten. Because I remember somebody came up to me on the playground and was like, "Have you heard the new Britney Spears album?" And I'm like, "Who's that?" Like I can't even fathom being like, "Who's Britney Spears?" But it at one point in my life that was a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I burnt that CD to a crisp in my Walkman and just like was absorbing all of this music, and it's like been the most invigorating aspect of being a human, I think, throughout my life is just the discovery of music and like that sensation that a song can give you the first time you hear it, you know what I mean? Like there's so many albums that I wish I could go back and listen to for the first time again, like just to have that experience again. So
Yeah.
that's where I think the love of it started, but I learned how to play flute in fourth grade, and then I picked up saxophone and French horn after that, and I was always in like choir and like musical theater and stuff. So that's where more of like the formal training kind of comes into play. And then I taught myself how to play guitar in high school, which is when I started writing songs. And then my friend and I, shout out Zach, he lives in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. Well, not same neighborhood, but same town. And he had a studio in his basement, so he helped me record my first full-length album in high school our senior year.
Wow.
And
Getting after it.
yeah, I never released it though. It only ever went up on like SoundCloud. So
Hey, let's start.
yeah.
Uh, two questions for you.
Mhm.
Two additional questions, I should say.
Hit me.
One,
Let's
French horn is the one you have to put your hand in, or
go.
no?
Yeah.
Why? Why does the hand go in there?
Probably
You're like a
tonality. It's
creature.
probably like a volume thing. I always
Okay.
just thought that like maybe like people with bad circulation became French horn players because it like gets pretty warm in there because they're like blowing all that hot air in there. So like I thought it was like a hand insulation thing, like a fancy like mitten or something, but I don't know the logistics of it.
It's like that was the most efficient way to warm your hand back in
Is it
like
not? Is that not the
1781.
purpose of brass instruments? Like they're made out of metal, of course they conduct heat. Like it's like a no-brainer to me.
It's a good idea. I hadn't thought of this, but yeah,
Just like I hadn't thought about the purpose of it. I didn't think to ask. I was just like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, this is how it goes.
You're like, put your hand in there.
I'm like, okay, fine, all right.
Just follow.
I will have another question. This is a question for another day, Chisa.
Okay.
But you appear to have tamed the heretofore untamable beast known as the vocoder.
Hmm.
In listening to your, so I'll have some questions later because I've had some good flops with the vocoder
Uh-huh,
in this
uh-huh.
songwriting podcast with
I'm
Hatori.
obsessed with them. Like when I first started producing, I was like, every song needs to have a vocoder moment. I'm like, how much vocoder is too much vocoder? Is there such a thing? Because I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
But I just
Well,
love like vocal harmonies and stuff, being a choir nerd. So yeah, vocoders just itch that scratch.
yeah. I was going to ask Hatori. I think this is actually one of your questions that I'm going to steal. What do you remember the first song you wrote, Chisa?
Yeah, it was called it was either I think it's Blame It on the Rain. Not it's either Blame It on the Rain or Bring on the Rain or something like that, which is very eerily similar to Pray for Rain, which is like the last like big single, but that was the very first one on guitar that I wrote like officially, you know what I mean? Like 4 chords and like play it all the way through and can sing it. I like kind of wrote songs like when I was a kid. Like I used to top line extra verses to like Ashley Simpson songs and like turn them in as my like elementary school like poetry assignments. Till somebody said it was plagiarism, and I was like, no, I'm just adding extra verses. You don't understand. Like I'm a songwriter, but like not that I like self-identified as that during that time. But I just found myself always naturally gravitated towards that. I would think I always just love like creative writing and stuff.
I love it.
Oh.
I don't remember my first song. Do you?
Yes,
How?
because I was 19, 18,
Mm.
and I had just learned to play guitar. And I wrote, similar to Chisa, I wrote different lyrics to Going to California by Led Zeppelin on a mission trip to Thailand.
Wow.
That's
And
insane.
I
Lore.
still remember, sadly, I still remember some of the lyrics, and
It,
it's pretty cringe.
I
I
don't
was gonna
think that's sad that you remember though. That's pretty impressive. I can't remember like
Uh,
things I wrote like last week. So
yeah,
like
it makes me cringe. That's what makes me sad.
that's
It's like
fair. I
I
mean,
wish I didn't remember the
humble beginnings. It's fine.
yeah,
That's all the better because like then you can track your glow up, you know?
yeah.
You're like, okay, you
Well,
might think I suck now, but look at where I started.
yeah.
Like tell me I suck now, bitch. Oh, sorry. Can I cuss? Am I allowed to cuss on this?
my mom was upset, but who cares?
Yeah, we just lost our sponsorship from Sears.
Sorry,
I
Sears.
swear. Craftsman
I mean,
lawnmower.
it's like a rite of passage, just as when like Miley Cyrus lost her Walmart deal because she hit a bong.
Oh, is that a thing that happened?
hmm
Oh yeah.
It's like a $17 million deal that she had, and just
Ooh.
because that video was, yeah, a shitty friend of hers that did that.
Yeah.
She's
She's doing
We
okay.
we don't I mean, we haven't made a rule about it. We don't typically hit the bong on this podcast, but I mean,
Okay, I wasn't planning
yeah,
on it. I
you do
didn't.
you.
Okay, I did. We're in Colorado. It's legal. So
Yeah.
like, and Nick, you're in Washington. So like, we're
Yeah.
we're covered, right?
I pull out the hookah. We don't do the, yeah. Well, she said we've been talking. So, Hattori, any other questions for our illustrious guest?
like that was a really good like start, a good intro. I feel like I love it. I think that I'll have more questions for you as we go along. But
Mhm.
Sounds great. You let those cook. You let those simmer, bestie.
Well, we just kind of take turns going first. I don't remember in October who went first. So what
Nose
we
goes.
do, she said, sorry,
Oh, I just
nose
said nose
goes.
goes.
Yeah,
Oh.
I,
I think we have our first.
what do you think, Hattori?
yes, we do. I've never been good at that. I'm all last to catch on.
Yeah.
So
She's like, huh? Oh.
well, so let's go back to
Yeah,
the last song that we did, which I don't even remember honestly. It's been a wild holiday season,
yeah,
but I do remember that you gave me a prompt. Actually, it was an album, an entire
yeah,
to listen to.
yep,
And I have since listened to that album. It was Beck,
yes.
which Morning
Morning phase.
Morning Phase by Beck. I've listened to it about 4 times. It is beautiful, stunning, and very different from what I would normally do.
Hmm.
So I actually had a really good time working on this. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did start this morning, and by
Hey,
morning it was like 11,
Like,
like
that's how
barely.
we do.
I was like, I crashed at like 8 p.m. last night and woke up at 11.
I
So
love
oh,
it.
I'm so jealous.
it's happening to me, but I'm alive, so that's good.
Embrace the sleep, bestie. You deserve it.
Best sleep I've had in like 5 years. So
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
A quick aside, she said, I was telling our friend Hattori here, she always has great skin. So it's not but for whatever reason today, she looks like she's like 17 years old. Her skin looks
She's exceptionally
just
rested. It's that beauty
absolutely,
sleep.
yeah, that's what it is. That's the
It's
secret.
that I did all my gigs for the year, so I can sleep in now. So let me
Yeah.
get my skin looking snatched.
we just like how many hours? Like 69 and that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all
okay.
you need to do once a
All
week.
I said.
Like, who needs a skincare routine when there's sleep?
Right, exactly. Y'all, I'm going to share my sound. I think that probably works in a minute. Can you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
I have very minimal lyrics. I
Okay.
will open up.
This is already very impressive for just having started this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also like thought, I don't know why, sometimes my logic settings will just default to like the weirdest stuff. So it was counting everything in seconds instead of the actual BPM, which was
Oh.
Interesting.
insane that it just did that. Anyway, but okay, so this song, I don't even really have a title yet. Very minimal lyrics. I just went with vibe, all vibe, and it was very strongly uh, influenced by Beck. And I started on the guitar, which I struggled with very, very much, as I do. So that's all I'm going to say. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear it.
Texture of the sand of the reef. Your words go over my head like birds in perfect beat. Your form envelops the ache in my side, and I can't believe you're on the other side.
Wow. Wow.
the extra 10 minutes that I asked for was just for this section right here. I was like, I need.
Ew, so good.
Thing about like spacing out words and dragging words out, which I love, is that this song ended up being like 4.5 minutes.
It didn't feel like that though, which is
Yeah.
nuts.
Like I thought that I like, especially with the amount of lyrics that I had written.
I was gonna say, if you look at just the lyrics, you'd think that's like 1:30 tops.
I was like, okay, if I just like never stop, finish the word, there you go. You don't need to write lyrics. Fun.
I loved that song, Hatori. It is misty and drizzly and foggy out here in the trees, and like it's a perfect. I can't wait to listen to it again.
Basically,
Um,
Washington is Washingtoning.
That's right. It's happening. And
Jealous.
I obviously I love your layered vocals, just lush, and I really liked how simple everything was. I loved your chord choices, by the way, on guitar. I thought that was wonderful, and I liked how simple everything is, and those long sustained notes. I'm a sucker for that. So, I just that is a Hattori masterpiece.
Thank you. I really, it was very vibey. Like writing it was actually a different experience than I expected, because
Mhm.
I wasn't very in my head about it, because I think like the chord choices, I mixed 3 chords, like that informed everything that I did. And I guess part of it is because of the lack of time. I just didn't get stuck on things. I was like, I got to move on. So
Mhm.
I haven't thought much about it, and that's kind of nice. I don't know. I'm sure everyone has like some songs that it just comes out, without having to work, you know, for it. And this felt like one of them. It was really nice. Felt like a dream.
It felt like a dream listening to it.
Agreed.
It
Yeah, I mean,
felt like post yoga session, like especially like hot yoga, and you're just like laying in shavasana and it's like steamy and warm, and you're just like so tired, but you're like floating and like you're putting the corpse in corpse pose vibes. I was like, that's what I want to be listening to this song in that environment. Or just like he said, like driving through a misty forest. That's the other like vibe it would fit for sure. And I just wish this was like professionally released so I could put it in my corresponding playlists, you know?
I appreciate that. This was a really cool exercise. Like drawing inspiration from an entire album is like,
Yeah, I need to listen to this Beck album because what? That doesn't sound like what I would think Beck to sound like at all.
it was a surprise to me too the first time I heard it. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go check it out.
yeah.
Sorry, Hattori. Go ahead.
No, that's thank you.
I was imagining this. I know this maybe sound like a little bit unorthodox. I was imagining this as like the first track on a release, and then at the end, like, gap,
Oh, that would be sick. I
and then
love
into
good
whatever your
like
next
between track
song is.
transitions, so
Yeah,
those hit.
yeah, some version of like your next vice versa or verse vicer, sorry, collab. Some neo soul banger.
Yeah,
Because
it could lead into some really dope stuff from there.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love putting like a good like acoustic track as like an intro to anything.
Hmm.
Start it off.
And I think too, like the cool thing about how simple you have that is like you can continue to swell that. I mean, if you had some strings in there, if you had some, dare I say, French horn,
Oh, lie.
maybe if you want to get crazy, a Belgian horn. I don't know if
He's
that's a
whipping
thing.
out the obscure instruments,
I don't
folks.
know if
Watch
that's a
out.
thing. If there's no Belgian horn, like what has humanity been doing?
Failing
We
you.
wasted time on the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, you're so right.
Listen, that gets a big thumbs up for me, Hattori. So
Too.
big fan.
Who would like to go next? 'Cause I'm dying. I'm dying.
Okay, Chisa, I will go next. I listen. I also listened to Kimbra. That's not what I have this week.
Is that the album you
I'm sorry.
assigned to him?
It was the Golden Echo album by Brett.
Okay.
And it was so good. Miracle. What's the other one? There were 3 songs on there that I I listened to the album several times. I want to say 4 or 5 times, and there were 3 songs that I kept playing on repeat. Miracle. Is that John Legend?
I think he co-wrote it, and like it was supposed to. I think that's the one that was. I think it's that one. It could have been that or.
Goldmine is the other one.
I think it was Miracle. It could have been a different one that she co-wrote with John Legend that was supposed to be on his album that didn't make it, so she did it instead. I think it was.
Those 3 songs, actually, Goldmine, Miracle, and Rescue Him together, those 3 in a row, I was like, this, I feel like maybe this should be illegal because it made me feel things that I wasn't ready for. So,
Hate when that
but
happens.
I did not feel like I could execute anything approaching that.
Fully under. That was probably unfair of me to give.
No, it's wonderful. And I'm going to do that. So enough excuse making. I went to my standby, which is to have AI write my song. I'm kidding. No, can y'all see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up my baritone, this guy right above the lamp over here, and I wrote a song. So we'll see if you can hear this,
Excited to
lyrics and
hear
everything.
it.
Okay. It's called Destroy. Well, it's Destroy Logic X, but Destroy.
No, destroy logic sometimes. Me when I get the system overloads.
Here we go. I wish I'd never met you, never seen your smile. I'm trying to forget you, to tear your roots out of my mind. But you're dug in deep, right behind my eyes. Your love is perfect poison, your medicine is pain. And I can't escape these voices, drawing me back into my shame. It's a siren song tickling my brain. Well, it's 3 a.m. I'm driving by your house again. Never gonna fix this mess I'm in, but you don't give a damn. You got me on your string, I've given you everything. I'll only ever be your flame. Oh, as you consume everything I am. Well, I don't know myself anymore, lost in the nightmare of your kiss. You're the demon at my door. I can't recollect any joy since you crawled beneath my skin, when I became your toy. Where there's only pieces left of me, and there ain't much left to destroy. I used to be a person, once I was alive. Now I'm just a shadow in a desperate struggle to survive. Just a fleeting memory of better times. Well, it's 3 a.m. I'm scratching at my neck again. Never gonna fill this emptiness, but you don't give a damn. You got me on your string, I've given you everything. I'll only ever be your flame. Oh, as you consume everything I am. Well, I don't know myself anymore, lost in the nightmare of your kiss. You're the demon at my door. toy. I don't know myself anymore. Lost in the nightmare of your kiss. You're the demon at my door. I can't recollect any joy since you crawled beneath my skin and I became your toy. Well, there's only pieces left of me, and there ain't much left to destroy.
Dude, that was insane. I've never heard you sing before. I love your voice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was so good. That was like, your voice is so like outlaw country kind of vibes, but then like the production on this is so like indie folk, and I love the like lane you're walking between the two a lot.
Thank
That
you
was
very much.
excellent.
Appreciate that.
It is so good. This is a classic, Jeremy. I think.
Like this should be like top 40 radio, like Imagine Dragons, like adjacent, like level of like that.
This is like a crowd pleaser, you know? It's something.
I think it'll be fun to play at an open mic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Screaming that chorus, you know? Oh, I love it. So good. It has in a way, do you know the Civil Wars?
Yeah.
Right? That
I'm like, is it the same clap sample? Is that what?
It might be. Oh, actually, the claps were live. Those
Oh,
are
okay, so it's
those are
Yeah, I love this.
organic.
that ain't no sample, dog. Organic percussion only.
That's right. Free range claps.
I love it though. That was amazing. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I started on this Sunday, just dinking around on guitar, and I got the first line, which Hatori and I've talked a lot. It's typically for me, like once I have the first line, that's the hardest part.
Game over. It's done
Yeah,
for these bitches.
I figure out the rest of the song from there. But the rest of it I finished this morning.
Slay.
Yeah. So I same as Hatori, although I started at about 7:00 this morning, my time.
Okay.
I wanted to do a little, I couldn't remember how to do vocal line. That's the problem with taking 2 months off, is you're like, oh shit, I don't remember how.
I'm rusty.
Yeah. I wanted to vocal line the parts a little bit because I'm not that precise of a vocalist, especially when I'm screaming and bleeding out of my ears. And I thought it'd be fun. I actually started tracking another, because that was all my baritone. So I started tracking a regular, 6-string acoustic part for different voicings and stuff. And I just, it sounded real clunky. So I am going to learn it because I'll typically, when I go play this, I think I'll play it on my regular guitar.
I was gonna say, who's gonna whip out a separate guitar just to do that? I mean, like, I know people do that obviously, but like, it's such a pain.
Yeah.
If you don't have a guitar tech to like hand you a guitar off stage, like.
Yeah. I've been trying to trick people into being a guitar tech, but not working.
Let me know when you figure out the magic formula for that one.
But I had a really good time writing this. I mean, it was fun.
It's so good. It's I mean, the lyrics I think are super relatable. Chorus, just the way that it punches, as soon as you hit that, it's so good. And you play the bass on it too?
Oh, I will have a bass, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the baritone, that it really just sounds like a bass.
Yeah. So I was gonna one thing I was gonna do is just double the bass. I just pluck the bass line with the baritone, and I just got lazy this morning, and I started drinking beer, and
one thing led to another, and here we are.
I had about an hour left, and I was like, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Honestly valid. I was like gonna do my makeup and stuff for this, and I was like, I cannot be bothered. And it's like 20 degrees. So I'm like, dude, it's too cold. I'm not gonna look good. They're just gonna have to deal with it.
You look great.
Thanks.
Well,
you have my mismatched fuzzy socks off screen that you can't see.
Oh, we saw them.
Oh shit. You have a foot cam and I didn't know. That feels invasive. What are you, like the NSA or whatever?
We're sponsored by the NSA. We just
That's
lost some
paid
sponsorship.
content. Excuse me. I'm gonna sue you.
Should have known as soon as we started talking about TikTok.
And feet
Our
pics.
NSA
Our
sponsorship is going
TikToks,
away.
our TikTok and feet pics like synonymous.
I mean,
Actually, can I tell a really unrelated story really
Please.
fast? So there's
Yeah.
this girl on TikTok that has the most insane lore, and basically she's just doing like my lore parts 1 through 80, and I went and watched her whole playlist, and it's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Her name's Ava. But she's a girl that just flashed the Trump rally a couple weeks ago, and all of that was just a fucking marketing stunt for her OnlyFans. And she made like $40,000 from doing that in 3 days.
wait,
So,
what's
like,
her name?
Ava, I don't know what her last name is, but she's like blonde. She's also she was on like a Tubi reality TV show. Black China tried to like human traffic her. All sorts of insane shit.
On TikTok. Now I know.
I'll have to send you. She's like this is the best like TikTok story time series I've seen. Like I watched all 80 parts with no shame. Like I was shook.
That is the new television. It's just
It
TikTok.
is. It
Really?
is. I've been waiting for the new episodes. Her last part of her lore is the Trump rally flashing, and I was like, dude, that's insane. Like she's like on another level than the rest of us. Like that's good marketing.
Well, I mean, I've been thinking about marketing a lot, especially going into 2025, and I may draw some inspiration from things like that.
Are we gonna go to a Trump rally and just like
I mean,
start playing songs for them?
Tori has her a battery powered looper on like a
And I'll just stand there with a megaphone in front of it.
like a harness with a
Just
table with her
assault
looper on
them
it.
with sound.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something. Oh no,
You okay, Tori?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
you were saying something, but I can't hear you. But oh no, you're all tangled.
So anyway, back, Jeremy. This should be on an album this year. So release.
Well, perhaps it will. Perhaps it will. I think that is not that it is I don't mean to. Well, I'll just say what I'm going to say. That style of song, there's not a lot to it. You know what I mean? So once you get the kind of the basics of it down, then it just becomes what are the layers and the, you know, and honestly, there's it was apparent to me that like there is a point where it'll be you've done too much on this already. Does that make sense? Like, so it feels like a good template. I don't really want to write that every week, but it does feel like a good template. Like I should write 6 of those this year.
I think that's. I don't recall that style. Is it like it is like outlaw? Something? I guess.
gonna-
Is that what it is?
No,
I'm gonna call it
Quite 'cause-
Ragamuffin Gummy Bear Rock and see
Yeah.
if it takes off.
that sounds appropriate actually. It feels like it fits.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you both. Very kind. You're very kind. The moment we've all been waiting for. Chisa. Are you ready?
I guess so.
Are you fired up?
I'm very stoked. Okay.
Automation, baby.
Yeah. Can you guys hear it? You guys hear it? Okay, here we go.
Where else can I run to? There's no one left but you. Our banter left me restless. They rendered me senseless. What more do I need to hide from? Won't lie, I'm coming undone. That last blow might have been the one to do me in. 'Cause if you're as bad as they say you are, then why does everything with you feel like a dream? If you're the man that you claim you are, then why do I still find myself crying? I saw you had better judgment. You promised you'd never leave me, and you did. Why? These days left me to scared if they have never met me. They know nothing about me. Babe, don't get it twisted. You're the one that ruined this. If it were up to me, things would have gone down differently. 'Cause I'm not as bad as they made me out to be. You always said only the guilty stole me. I had a debt to hide away from your aim, but I'm still here through it all after all of you games. I swear I had better judgment. Even I wonder why I'm not leaving, and why you're still on my mind. Maybe someday I'll understand why you broke the girl in the palm of your hand. All that just to say goodbye.
I want to dance. Woo!
Yeah, I was gonna do like an acoustic one. It was gonna be like very sad girl coded, and it was gonna be like, I wish you loved me like you loved alcohol. But I was like, I just want to like shake some ass. I just want to write something fun. So I pivoted.
I love it.
Thanks.
I felt like shaking ass.
Good, mission accomplished.
That was dope.
Thank
I
you.
loved when that like sub bass or whatever it was came in. Like,
Oh yeah, it's always when the bass hits. You're just like, yeah, let's
It's meaty.
go.
It's so rhythmic. Like your lyricists, the vocals are so rhythmic. It's like
Mhm.
so easy to get into. You know, just like
Thank you. Like start fist pumping.
it's so cool.
Thank you.
What did you Chisa, what did you start with? Like what was your first instrument or sample?
So that like drum topper, so
Yeah.
and then I kind of just doubled like a kick and a clap on top of it. It was very like percussion first, and then I think I just did either the bass after that or the piano parts. I don't remember what I started with after that, but
I mean, freaking good. And you're like fresh out of releasing an album, so like I don't know how. In my mind, after you like write a ton and then you put out a whole project, like you had nothing left. So I'm amazed that is it like is that something that you've been working on for a while, or like did you like write it just for this?
I had that drum loop as like a saved under like December 4th like type of thing in my like, it's like part of my like hard drive graveyard. I was just looking for some samples or like loops that I liked. So like if I find something I like and I'm just like casually scrolling, I'll like pull it into a project and save it as just like that date. So it's like a place to like jump and start from.
I love that. I do that too.
Thanks.
Did
Great.
you Sorry, Hattori.
But
She said maybe so. I think for Hatori and I, before this we started doing this. I think I can speak for you, Hatori. Writing a song in a week was kind of a rare. Oftentimes, I would have an idea, work on it for a couple days, and then it would stretch months and months and months and not be finished. So I don't know much about your process, but how did you find this experience of like saying, "I've got a week to get this done"?
I mean, it was pretty easy. Just like as a producer, I always pride myself on like my fast turnaround on stuff. So like if I really sit and I don't get distracted, I could churn out a song in like 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just and like you said, after that point, like I can sit there and nitpick it for like years on end, but like the act of like finishing it comes pretty easy because I don't really second guess like my lyrics when I write. So if it's I just sit and write everything verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, whatever, however I want to end it. Like I try and get to that point before I call it a day, and then sometimes I'll forget about it after that.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
awesome.
very distinct, like a very fully fleshed out style and like artist roadmap, I guess, like of who you are. So it just makes sense for you to be able to like turn these out, you know, because you're just like, I know what I want, I know what I sound like, I know like what I'm going for, and it's really cool to see because it feels so cohesive. And I'm like,
Thank you.
ooh.
Appreciate it. You guys are very nice. Thank you.
It was a good song.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I think exactly like Hatori said, like, it's clear to me, like, I mean, you didn't write that this morning. You worked on it. And I really admire that. Like, we've talked a lot about how, I mean, there are weeks, Hosanna, where we're good and productive and we work a little bit every day and it shows up in the final product, right? Where we have but there's a lot of weeks where we kind of punt until the last day, and you do end up with some nice surprises that way, but you sacrifice the production of like what's present in your song. And I really admire that, like the dedication to just be like, this is the work and I know where I'm going with this and I'm going to take it there. So love that.
Boom, boom, boom.
Dope.
Thanks, guys.
Interesting to see the vast range of styles between the three of us, and like musical background. It's so cool, and I love it,
Mhm.
all of it. Which I think is freaking dope. I don't know why we're so obsessed with like genre. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
I hate genres low key. I don't want to ever box myself in because my moods range genre-ly too, like
That's like my daughter. I ask her every day, "What's your favorite color today?" And it's something different every single day. And I'm like, "Gee, like you don't have to pick one thing and say that thing,
we're
You can
ever
true.
evolving. If you're not growing, you're dying.
write that in a song."
Yeah.
This happens with my friend all the time that I have a podcast with. We will literally just be talking, minding our own business, and one of us will say something that's like such a good song lyric, and we're like, "Fuck, we gotta go right now! Somebody write
Mhm.
that down!" Shit.
I love it. This is
Yeah.
this is
This
dope.
was very fun. Thank you for having
Yeah.
me on.
Thank you. This was great. A lot of fun to be back. Season 4, episode 1.
Whoop, whoop.
We are going to come back, Hattori. I am going to write a Kimbra inspired song for next week. 90% sure I'll start with a splice sample, but we'll see. Maybe I'll start with a phone call to John Legend.
Oh, please. Yes, do it. Hey, John, can you just sing a little?
Oh, yo, Johnny boy.
Yo, Ledge. I don't.
What's
Probably
up,
none of his friends
Ledge?
call him that. Chisa, what is next for you? You have any shows coming up? You got any more projects
People
you're
keep
working on?
asking me about playing shows, and Hattori knows this. I have been in studio rap mode for the last like 4 years. Well, okay, I haven't played a show in 2 years, but the last 2 years I've been definitely been in like studio rap mode.
I'm
You're
trying to
not
get.
into. You just go ahead, Hattori. Sorry.
I'm just like, you just got to do it. You
I
just got to.
wrote it in my list of 2025 goals to start playing shows again, but I have like a whole laundry list of things I want to do before I come back. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like me making an excuse for myself because I could literally show up with a guitar anywhere and play like a 3 hour set and it's fine. And I know that for myself, but I'm like, no, I want a new laptop so I can run tracks and I want to, my production and I want to be able to do visuals and like, but that's keeping me from doing it. So I'm like,
Chisa, you just got to go and do it.
I
Okay.
just
a
gotta go get
huge
my ass
finger.
in gear. Truly, no. This is what I'm like. I told her this is what I need from her as a friend is for her to just bully me into like not being in action and like in action anymore. You know what I mean? Like I just need her to push me into like getting the ball rolling because I will sit there and talk myself out of so much.
I'm going to show up to those shows. So, I might as well book you one now and just be like, all right, you have a week.
I was just going to say, Hattori, perhaps the secret is you just book her for a show.
I'm just going to.
Well, in the way that you're trying to bully people into being a guitar tech, I'm trying to like trick her into being my manager. I'm like, write this email for me. I'm scared. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Send me the stuff. I'll do it.
Because she's got the balls. That's what I mean. Like she takes no shit. She's just like, I'm gonna do this shit. You can't stop me. And I'm like, oh, but.
Yeah, Hattori don't play.
No, she doesn't.
These albums like Chisa. So there you go.
What about you, Hattori? What do you have coming up?
I have a Breaking Sound showcase next week.
Ooh,
What- I've actually never done anything for them, so we'll see how that goes. And then I have a So Far show the week after that. And I'm doing band. I'm doing
Yeah.
so I'm super,
Ah.
I just did a full band.
Saw some video of that.
And that was it's just a different I love it. And I like being able to play with other instrumentalists. So the next couple weeks will just be that. And then after that, I don't know. I have like a couple songs that I want to release. I have 3 songs that I want to release like ASAP.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, feed us, mother.
Yeah, for real.
But like holidays really kicked my ass. So I'm gonna I slept for 16 hours straight. So I
No,
think
you needed it. You've been grinding your ass off and you work so hard and you have 2 children and that's not easy either. So like you're just a superwoman and you deserve every ounce of sleep. Soak it up.
so much.
You're welcome so much. I love you.
Guys, thank you.
All right.
Show coming up?
Sorry.
Shows coming up or
Nope. Well, Songwriter Night this coming Tuesday. So I host a monthly Songwriter Night, Chisa. at a
Don't
local
tempt
park.
me. I will roll up
Come
to
on out.
Washington. I've been looking for an excuse to go back to the PNW,
Come
so
on out. If you come out, I will cancel everything not work related, and we will every night we'll go do something in Portland.
I love that. That sounds so.
can I sleep in the corner of your house?
Yeah, well, yes, we have space for you
I'll bring my
in
yoga
my
mat
house, and there's
and a
no
pillow.
corner. No, we'll have a bed.
There's no corners. Do you live in like a dome or something?
There's no corners. Yeah, there's definitely no corners. I'll even let you turn this lamp on and off if you come out here.
Oh my God,
Uh,
nobody lets me turn the lights on and off. That's
no,
nuts.
of course you are welcome, and we'll do all kinds of fun stuff if you do end up coming out. That'd be
I
a lot of
love
fun.
Portland. I love just the whole corner of the US.
Well, I only really know Portland. So, well, and I don't even know Portland that well. I know like, 7 or 8 spots in Portland. But yeah, I've got songwriter night coming up, and I got to write a Kimbra song this coming week, which is not ashamed to say, like, very out of my comfort zone and skill set, and that'll be a fun challenge. And I plan to win a Grammy.
Yes, you should.
So, but yeah, other than that, no, just excited to get back into writing every week. And we're going to have each of us, Chisa last year wrote 26 songs, which for us is a monumental output, unprecedented output. So this year, I think we want to do something similar and, or more, and release music and get
You
after
make
it.
me want to start tallying these things and keeping track. I feel like that
Well,
would be very good.
It's interesting because I do find like I know, like, let's say we get through another year of this and we write another 26 songs. Next year, that's not really going to be that valuable of a, right? But for now, considering like in 2023, I think I wrote maybe 4. And that I was pretty happy with finishing those 4, you know what I mean?
So 26 is insane by comparison.
Yeah.
It was basically an impossibility before Hosanna and I started doing this together.
Yeah, well, when she
And
first told me about this, I was shook. Like, wow, that's quite the dedication.
I think we both felt the same because I was really intimidated to I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but when we first talked about this, it was in November of 2023. We were gonna start, and then we're like, gosh, we're right in the middle of the holidays, and like this is kind of getting weird. So it's like, why don't we start in January? And we were just thinking we would do January, so 4 weeks, and it was freaking fun and exciting and liberating. And selfishly, I was like, dude, I get to hear a new Hatori banger every week. Like, I just want to keep doing this.
Honestly, that's the real treat.
It's seriously, like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, maybe you had this in a video on social, Hosanna, but
Yeah.
like that will just be stuck in my head for a week at a time. I'm like, love it. So yeah, it's been, I think when we first started this, it seemed daunting and impossible. And we got the idea from these 2 guys in England. They have the Weekly Song podcast, and they've been doing it forever. They actually did 1 month in a February. They did 2 a week.
Oh my God. They are prolific.
But it sounds like Chisa Marie territory where you're like,
I'm like, if it's
taking about
just
3
me
days.
on guitar, I used to do that every weekend in high school because I had no friends.
you
I would
go.
literally take Saturday and Sunday and write 2 songs every
There you
week.
go.
But I wasn't recording at that time. It was just like getting the chords and like a folk melody structure, you know what I mean? But that much is doable for sure. If you were like full production, like that's a whole nother.
Here, what I want is to actually be able to fully produce a song.
Yeah.
That would be a dream. That would be.
It's a good challenge though, because like realistically you shouldn't be overthinking your arrangements of these songs, you know what I mean? Like my production always tends to suffer if I start to throw too many ideas at it, and if I start to sit there and overthink things. So there's something to be said for the impulsivity and time crunch of it.
Yeah. Amen.
I think that's a good place to end.
All right. We want to thank our sponsors, the NSA, TikTok,
Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed Martin,
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Not my OnlyFans, but
All right. Well, Chisa, what a joy to have met you and heard your song.
likewise.
Hatori, as usual, thank you for sharing your banger. Naomi, keep it real. Stay strong out in them streets. All right, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Gators.